Next, we have is the orphans management. Orphans management, all identifying orphans, identifying restored record, all that is being done. We didn't have a retry for orphan failed records. So we have introduced this retry. So whenever a record gets orphaned, and when it is trying to set some particular fields, and there is a failure on these retried records. For example, a record has been deleted in, say there is an automation between Jira and Rally. Record has been deleted in Rally, and you're making some update on the paired record in Jira. And when you're trying to update that paired record, there is a failure that is happening for various reasons. Maybe the field is not allowing that particular value, or the field is read only. So if there is a failure that happens, as on today, we don't have an option to retry. So in this PI, we have introduced this option for retry. It will do an automatic retry as well as a manual retry is enabled. So automatic retry, the way we have implemented is like, because orphans is not a 15-minute sync, usually it is a 1-day sync. So we don't want the retry to happen like our sync behavior, right? Against the sync processing, the retry will not happen. We have given by default, it will retry every 15 minutes, and we have given maximum 3 attempts. So automatic retry, it's a setting. This is a default configuration. If a customer thinks that they wanted to do a different, I want it every 10 minutes, or I want every 30 minutes, I want to try 10 attempts, we can still go ahead and do it in a property. But in here, we have given you 15 minutes frequency, wherein every 15 minutes it'll attempt, and it'll just attempt 3 times. If the attempt is not successful, it'll be there on a related artifacts. We can go ahead there and do a manual retry. The same behavior will work for restore functionality also. Since orphan retry needs a restart of orphan services, we cannot give this on the UI. This will be on the property file on our ConnectALL instance. So if at all you think that you wanted to set this retry from, I don't need 15 minutes, I want a faster retry, I need it at 5 minutes, you have to go into our ConnectALL instance where you have ConnectALL, go into the core config connectall.properties, and in there you'll have a property that says orphan records retry limit. You can go and update the value to 5. And once you update the value, you'll probably have to, you'll need to restart the orphan services. Same way, if you want to configure the frequency, for default, we are giving it as 15 minutes. If you want to configure the frequency to 2 minutes, you can go ahead and set the frequencies. Again, this is a property that you have to give it on the ConnectALL instance, and after that, you will have to restart the schedule service. So these are things that we'll have to do it if you want to change the frequency. Otherwise, the frequency is going to be 15 minutes and 3 attempts by default. That's what we've given. Let me show you how this works on the application. I have some failure that was being created. Let me open up. So orphans, and I have failed records. So let me. So in this case, it has already tried every 15 minutes, 3 retries is attempted. I've given a purposeful failure. So what you can do is like, we have enabled this action button for retry. So wherever you see orphans failed record, you can go and manually retry, just like our sync operations, you can go and retry. If the failure is crossed, it'll get into the processed or the past state. If it still fails, it'll lie down here. You can correct the changes, make all necessary changes, and do the retry. It will continue to work. Same way, we have also introduced onto the restored retries. We have opened up. Yeah, it's restored. You'll have an option to go ahead and do a retry. So that's all on the orphans. You can do it within the selected state. You don't need to go into any of the synchronization. You can select your orphans, you can select a failure, and this button will be enabled. Multiple retries are also allowed. You can go ahead and do it. Thank you.